Sup everyone, XUW 82 here, and today racing at Dragon Trail Gardens Reversed for one of manufacturer races. And first of all, I'd like to wish all my viewers a happy new year, all 5 of them, and also everybody else I wish a happy new year of course. So let's take a look at the starting grid. And seems like we have qualified in P5. So quite a good job I would say, because I don't really like this track. So already after a good qualifying, that's at least a good start I hope for the race. Let's hope we can keep it up. VLX Adventure starting in P14. Also Momos 91 in this race from P16. Either B 123 in P19. So the more familiar names are a bit further down the grid it seems like. And as we get this race underway, we are starting the race onto the soft tires. So very strategic race this one, because we have to use the medium tires and the hard tires. But not the softs, but I still chose to start into the soft tires because we had a quite good qualifying and I wanted to keep the good position for now. So let's just start into the soft tires and hope that we can keep it up during the race, our good starting position. As we've seen the Spaniard going wide from the lead, who's now back to P2. But by starting onto the soft tires, it means that we have at least 2 more stops to make, because we have to use the mediums and the hard tires in this race. As the cars behind are very close, we have a Jaguar behind us, and that's a very quick car into the straight. So luckily he didn't go for an overtake, because I think it's very easy for him to just overtake us if he really wants to. As we go for a move up the inside of the Porsche, but also the Jaguar has his nose up on the inside. As he goes to the inside, but can we hold on? To the outside we go. Luckily he left us enough space. But side by side, going to the first corner, can we hold on? So we get a push from behind, from the Peugeot behind. And off white we go. So immediately we drop back to 6th position. So nothing really that we could do there. But definitely not intentional from the Peugeot behind us, because he definitely waited to give the 6th position back to us. But now we have to try to overtake the Porsche once again, as we might go for a move here, and it seems like we do. Brake quite a bit later, but can we hold on, because a lock straight coming up. And also the Peugeot serving its penalty behind us. So the Porsche seems like he has the inside for the next corner, but can we hold on? Guess we have the outside, but we can brake a little bit later. And so it seems like we can hang on to our 5th position. So now we have to try and catch up once again to the cars in front. So it seems like by the instant we have dropped away quite a bit. So we really need to try our best to catch up right now. Before this race I already did an attempt to try and get the best strategy out of this race. And the first race I just tried to do a one stop to go into the normal tires, and then after that onto the hard tires, but it didn't quite work out. So that's why I'm going to do more stops in this race. Actually, I'm thinking of a 4-stop strategy. Sounds very crazy, I know, but yeah, the pit stops were quite short in this race, only 6 or 7 seconds, so I think you can just make it up, because these soft tires are about 1 second quicker each lap. So that's why I'm just, as I go a little bit wide onto the grass, but that's why I'm just going to try and go into this crazy strategy. Because I really feel like you don't lose a lot of time into the pits. So a little bit of dirty tires after going into the grass. But looks like we're not dropping too far behind the cars in front. But that should show how much that we are pushing. A little bit too much actually. But luckily we managed to get some time back to the cars in front. So it shouldn't be too long before we manage to catch up. I hope at least. If we don't make any more mistakes. As you can see, the Jaguar in front has a half-second penalty. So one of the penalty zones is at the start-finish straight. So let's hope that we can get close enough to maybe try and go for a move there. So will it be enough to overtake him? Still quite a distance, I would say, because half a second is not very much. But let's see if it will be enough. And he slows down, but can we go to the inside? Looks like we just can't do it. And up to 4th position. He didn't go for a cutback, so we managed to hang on. And now we have the 4th up ahead from Falcon Beach. So we just ran a little bit wide. Slightly missed the apex. And we still have the Jaguar very close. We will need to build a gap towards the next straight, because otherwise it might be a possibility that the Jaguar behind will overtake us. And that's not quite what we want so early in the race, to battle too much. Because everybody probably is onto a different strategy. And for this strategy to work, we don't have to battle too much with the cars around us, because we're going to try and make some more stops, as we just are able to keep the Jaguar behind. So just pushing as hard as we can. I think we just have done enough to keep the Jaguar behind us for this lap at least. So let's hope that we don't make a mistake this time around, and that we can hold him back. But it seems like the cars in front are building a gap a little bit. So that's not quite what we like to see. But it's just slightly bigger, not too much of a difference, I would say, because still quite close. I think it's about 4 seconds the gap, so Still a lot to play for. Let's hope we can make up some time with our strategy. Let's hope it is the right one at least. It's a bit questionable to make 4 stops, but I hope it's going to work. So we're going to come into the pits for our first pit stop. As does the Frenchman who is driving the BMW. So new soft tires we're going to go for. And we come out in P8 it seemed like. But sadly enough we are in some traffic right now. So let's hope that we don't get held up too much, so that we don't lose too much time. As we have the Aston Martin of Turismo in front of us. And also the Peugeot from Phineas, who we saw earlier in the race. So can we go for a move onto the Aston Martin? Seems like we just managed to go for it with a bit of cooperation from the Aston Martin. So we're just going to flash our lights to say thank you, because he could have fought it a little bit harder. But he just let us go, so that's very good for our race. But can we now overtake the Peugeot in front? So we get a good exit. So we're just going to try and go to the inside. Not a corner where we usually make a move, but this time we managed to make it stick. Also the fresh soft tires help a lot. So it seems like some more cars have gone into the pit and we rejoin in P5. So we didn't have too much difficulty to overtake the cars who didn't stop yet. As you can see, the Porsche going wide. So he might have dirty tires right now. So we have to try and overtake him if we can, as he slides around. Can we go to the inside here? Let's try. And up the inside we go up to P4. So luckily he saw that we were going to try to go to the inside, because otherwise we could have had a little bit of a crash. But because he was a bit slow off the corner, because of the slide he made, it's difficult to judge how fast he's going to approach the corner. If we wouldn't have tried that move, we would have lost some more time. So I felt like it was really necessary to try and go for that. And luckily it worked out. As now we are very close towards the BMW, who was leading the race earlier. So we also have the fourth into the pit. He was onto the hard tires, it seems like. So right now we are in third position. So can we now try and overtake the BMW in front? Bit late to try and go for that, so we had to back out. We can't always make too much of an optimistic move. Sometimes it's just better to back out if you don't think it's going to work. So right now we're in third position, but bear in mind that we still have to use the mediums and the hard tires. So good run through the chicane, or not, no, it was a hairpin, not a chicane. But up the inside we're going to try and go off the Frenchman. Can we do it? So we brake as late as we can, but the Frenchman braked even later. And because he had the outside of the corner, he had a little bit more time to slow down. Because the corner is sharper if you are onto the inside, so That's why he just managed to outbrake us. And also a small mistake by us, which didn't help us, so we have to spend the rest of this lap probably to try and catch up once again. We really don't want to be held up too much behind the BMW. As we get closer once again. It looks like the BMW ran a little bit wide. So can we try and go for another move this lap? Let's see. Can we dive to the inside? Not quite, because the BMW just slightly defended the inside. But once again a good run through the hairpin. Almost want to say chicane once again, but no, it's a hairpin. But let's try to go for the move. But we're not quite there. So we have to slot back in behind once again. And once again a slight mistake, so not the best lap for us. So it seems like we're really being held up by the BMW. That's not quite what we need at this point of the race. But at least we are a little bit closer than we were the last lap. So let's hope that we can take advantage of it somewhere. But not so easy once you're quite close to the car in front of you. So it just seems like we're a little bit stuck at this point of the race. So once again a good run out of the hairpin. It's always just not enough to overtake the BMW, it seems like, because this time it will be also difficult. Or can we? No, just not about. So I'm going to choose right now to do our pit stop one lap earlier, because it seems like we were really stuck behind the BMW. And not much point of trying to stick to right behind the car in front of you, because it's not going to gain you any time. So just better to do in this stint one lap more onto these soft tires. And we are just in front of the spare, it seems like. So in fourth position right now. And clear track in front of us. That's just what you like to see if you have fresh tires under your car. So we can really push now and try to gain some time onto the Jaguar in front. To Ren RS, Sai. Don't see a lot of Cyprian drivers in races. So nice to see some people from Cyprus as well. MP2 to the pits, so very important moment right now, because we are stuck behind him. So let's hope that we get enough of track position to get in front of him. And there he comes out of the pits, but we are just in front of him. So very crucial part of the race to be in front of him. But we still have 2 more stops to make at this point of the race. So still quite a lot, but luckily the pit stops aren't too long, as you can see. You can just see the car in front of us getting bigger. So that's very good news indeed. So let's try to close the gap even more. So still into the soft tires we are, so the medium and the hards are still to use in this race. But we're going to do it in the last couple of laps, because we want to spend as much time as possible onto the soft tires, because they are the quickest. So at most we want to only to do 1 or 2 laps onto the medium and hard tires each. Because the tires are, after 6 or 7 laps, still quite fresh, these soft tires. But to try 9 on them, it was quite a stretch, so that's why I chose for them to only use 6 laps. I think like 9 was a little bit too long. It seems like we are building the gap towards the car behind. So that's also quite good news. Into the pits comes the Cyprian, so up to P2 we go. So now nobody in front, it seems like. So we're just going to go a little bit forward into the video. Or right now. So traveling through the black hole of time and space. And on to lap 17, as you can see the leader coming into the pits. So that brings us up into the lead. But I don't think we'll be able to hang on for very long, because we also have to make our stops. So at the end of lap 18 we're going to go into the pits. And onto the medium tires we're going to go right now, as we have the previous leader right behind us, Falcon Beach. So time for some fresh medium tires. But they're not going to be any faster than these old soft tires. So let's see where we drop down. So in P3 still, just about. But I think we have to defend from the Ford behind us. Ford GT, very quick into the straights. So just going to defend the inside a little bit. And seems like we have done enough to keep our third position. We don't know what strategy the car behind us is on. Might also be a possibility that he still has to stop, so we just don't know. But the gap towards the car in front, YOLO, is quite big, so I think it will be very difficult to try and catch him back up. Unless he forgets Unless he has forgotten to use the mediums or hard tires, I don't think it's possible for us to catch him. Which can also happen, of course, that you just forget to use some of the tires. Or just pick the wrong ones as a mistake. So into the pit we go. And the two guys in front were onto the medium tires, as we are as well, so we have to go onto the hards right now. But the car behind didn't stop. So at least one position we're going to drop, it seems like. And out we go, last lap. And luckily nobody behind us. So before it is, but looks like the gap has come down a little bit towards the Frenchman in front. But will it be enough to still try and catch him? I don't know at this point. But looking from it now, it doesn't look like our 4-stop strategy was too bad. Because we're still in quite a good position. We started from P6 and we ended up in P4 at least. So that's 2 positions gained. So if I tried this race once again, I don't think I would have changed anything for strategy wise. But yeah, it seems like the gap is just too big to still go for 3rd position. So it seems like the 4-stop strategy isn't too crazy at the end of the story. So we tried something different and we definitely benefited from it, I would say. So yeah, happy with the 4th position that we managed to get in this race. So thank you guys for watching and hopefully see you next time. Bye.